Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. This is going to be a follow-up to a video I posted a little over a month ago talking about deleting Amazon Prime. I'll link it in the description, but in summary, I decided to delete Amazon Prime. I was somewhat of a Prime addict. It was just so easy. It was so easy to think of any little thing I needed any little thing I wanted. It was just too easy to click it. It was at my door the next day, and I realized that it was becoming a problem over the past year. It was just getting a little bit out of control how much I was spending. I'll also say that I used Prime for my business. I run a dog walking and boarding business. I'm also starting to do dog training, by the way, because I am in school to be a dog trainer right now, and I'm halfway through my course, so that's really exciting. I'll probably do an update on that at some point, but I've kind of been taking a little bit of a step back from the dog-related videos. I was just getting a little burnt out. So like I said, I did use Amazon for my business. It was really convenient when something got messed up or broken to just order a replacement from Amazon and have it be there super quick. I really appreciated that about it, but the more that I learned about Amazon and how the warehouse workers were treated, and the more I thought about the actual products, how they're being manufactured. I mean, you just can't make things that cheap without an actual a cost coming from somewhere. If it's not coming from the money, it's coming from somewhere. It's costly to the world, to the planet, or to the people who are actually manufacturing it. And I don't want to support that. I don't want to just be buying cheap junk to save a few bucks and have someone be paid slave wages, basically, or have resources being taken from the earth and garbage being put back into the earth at such a high rate. I needed to do something about this. I know I'm just one person, but I'm one person, and there can be more one people coming together, and eventually it'll be a whole group of people. And I think being public about the fact that I think this is wrong, I think will lead to more and more people thinking about how they can reduce their consumption and be more ethical with their consumption and the way that they are extracting the earth's resources and the way that they're treating the people that are making their products and the way that we are treating our garbage. So that was the main idea behind why I wanted to delete Amazon. So since I've canceled Amazon, things have changed a little bit. There's a couple things that I missed, but it's not that big of a deal at all. I talked about this before. This summer I turned pretty. I wanted to watch it just like everyone else, but I didn't, and it's fine. The show's over now, and I did watch a couple of YouTuber recaps of the show, and I feel like I got as much out of that as watching the actual show. And don't get me wrong, if the show ever comes out at my library or on Tubi or something for free, I will watch it, but I'm set on not watching it. And I honestly stopped caring about it after Belly and Jeremiah broke up, because that relationship for a lot of people was oh my gosh, they need to break up, and I hope they don't get married. And once they broke up, I was oh, relief. Okay, I don't care anymore. I didn't even really care if she and Conrad got together. I don't know why. Yeah, I just kind of got over it. I feel this show, the way that they release the show and the way that they release a lot of these shows is very strategic and playing on our emotions. I know there was a writer's strike between season 2 and season 3, but it's kind of serendipitous for them, I feel, because I re-watched season 2 recently and I didn't like the show after I watched it. So having season 3 come out this year, it was kind of oh yeah, I remember that show. That show was kind of good. Let's watch it. The cinematography, amazing. Great fashion. I really enjoy the aesthetic of it. It's not a bad show, but like I said, I got to a certain point and I was I could do without it. I don't need it. So yeah, I'm glad that I didn't just cave in and get a Prime subscription again just so I could watch this show, because I also do that strategically. I know Bridgerton does this too on Netflix. They release it in a way that if you do a free trial, you won't be able to watch the whole show because it's over a month long. Or if you like buy 1 month of whatever subscription and you're planning on canceling it at the end of the month, you won't be able to finish the show. So they're very strategic with how they sell this thing, and it's worth recognizing that everything's money, baby. Other changes I've noticed, I've definitely stopped shopping as much in general. My biggest vice with shopping is clothes, and I've talked a lot about this on my channel. It definitely stems from some insecurity I had as a child, and for me, buying clothes and like controlling my environment and controlling the way that people perceive me is a coping mechanism, and it's a way to feel like secure when I feel insecure. So it's not necessarily a healthy thing, and I have enough clothes. Like, genuinely, I have enough clothes. I have clothes for all seasons, for all of the hobbies I have, for all the activities I do. I really don't need any more clothes. Like, you could invite me to a wedding, you could invite me to a black tie event, you could invite me to a fancy dinner, you could invite me to a day on the farm, you could invite me to a day on the beach. I have clothes for it. I don't need anything else. If someone invites me to some like random activity that requires like specialty gear, I'm gonna rent it or ask if I can borrow something like that, because I just genuinely do not need any more clothes. That said, I have shopped over the past month, but I've shopped a lot less, and having the practice of not buying on Amazon so frequently has made me stop and think about every single purchase. And I'll tell you clothes-wise what I've bought in the past month. I bought a rash guard sun cover, and I use that every week for my dog walking business. And I also needed one for water sports. One of our friends invited us to go out on the lake on their boat, so I didn't have any way to, it's full exposure to the sun, like there's no trees, so I didn't have a way to like cover my neck and arms. So I can wear this both as a swim shirt and as a sun cover for hiking. So I'm glad I bought it, and I don't regret it. The next thing I bought, I do kind of regret, although I'm just so excited about it, and it's just so beautiful. It's a dress from Christy Dawn. It's not from Poshmark. I bought it from the Christy Dawn company website, and it was on sale, but it was still expensive. I bought it after I made a pretty big development in my small business. Like, just the finances were flowing. Like, I was doing really well, and I had a really good solid month in my small business, and I wanted to celebrate. And I don't think this is a healthy way to celebrate, but it is the way that I celebrated. I bought myself a really nice dress that I've been looking at since the beginning of the summer. And yeah, it's weird because like right now I just really don't feel it in my heart that I have regret over buying it, but I also like cognitively know that I shouldn't have bought it because I already have dresses, and like I already have dresses that I could have worn in places that I would wear this dress, but it's beautiful and I will wear it often. And that's another thing, like I do want to make more of a point of like dressing up and dressing in like nicer clothes day to day, because over the past few months I've really been in like hiking gear every day, and I just want to make it more of a point to like wear fancy clothes once I'm done with my hikes, because I hike for my job. I'm a dog walker. I need to wear hiking clothes for that, but once I come home and take a shower, I can like dress up, and I just think it's a nice way to like kind of honor my relationship, because my husband loves me whether or not I'm wearing hiking clothes or fancy dresses, but I know he likes when I wear the fancy dresses, so I want to wear the fancy dresses, and I also like the way I look when I wear them. And fancy, I'm not talking like ball gowns, I'm just talking about like these cottagecore cute little dresses that are like flowy cotton things that are really comfortable to wear day to day. So that's definitely going to play into that. I'm going to have like one more thing to wear for that, but definitely didn't need it. I've also become more aware of food that I buy out day to day. When I had Amazon, I didn't have this at the point when I canceled Amazon, but for several months I was using their grocery delivery service from Whole Foods, and I did feel like I was spending more while using that versus just going in person to Trader Joe's. Like, I mean, I definitely was, because I was spending like every week $120 when I was single and living alone. And then when my husband and I moved in together, when we shop at Trader Joe's, we spend $120 for us together. I know it was overpriced and not worth it, but it was just like the time saved of not having to go to the grocery store when I had all of the dogs. But now that I have my husband here, it is really helpful when like it's kind of chaotic and there's a lot of dogs and I don't really want to leave them. He can be here and I'll go grocery shopping, or I'll stay here and he'll go grocery shopping. Like, it's just a lot easier with another person managing the business, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate all that he does, but I do recognize that having someone else, like having a partner support me in this, is very important to being able to be successful with all this. And I was single for a long time, so if you're dealing with something like this while single, I feel you, and you can do it. But I also just want to call out that I have a little bit of like a leg up because someone else can help me do these things where I would have just done like a convenience activity, like made a convenience purchase otherwise. I feel like this has prompted me to reevaluate my eating out spending. I think that's one area where I do spend a lot more than I want to, and I do my dog walks. Like, there's days where I have 3+ hours of dog walks and I'm out in town somewhere and I'm just starving and I just need to eat something immediately, and I go in and buy a burrito at the health food store, or I get a smoothie, or I go out to a restaurant. And I want to be more prepared for things like that and eat enough in advance, or bring snacks, or bring lunch to have on the go. I want to be more prepared because I do know that's a huge area it's like a regular area of spending for me versus like a large amount of spending. So that's probably the next thing that I'm going to tackle. So I appreciate how this exercise has made me think more about like my mindless consumption habits, and that's definitely one of them. I'd love to eventually do a KonMari method on my house. Ever since my husband and I moved in together, it's been kind of cramped in here, and I don't want to like pressure him into getting rid of anything, but I do know there's things that we can get rid of. Like, recently my husband built a shelf for our closet, and I call it my disaster closet because it's a disaster. It's still a disaster, but it's much less so. It's an organized disaster now. Like, there were just piles of things because there wasn't enough shelf space, so he built a shelf. He's so good at everything. So jealous. Anyways, but he built a shelf, and we put all the things on a shelf, so now there's like room on the floor and we can like access things. And we had a huge, I don't know, what do you call that, like a platter. We had a huge open, it was like the bottom of a box with sodas in it, and it's so big that I can't lift it myself. Like, he had to lift it, and he mentioned to me that he doesn't drink those. I don't drink soda at all. I thought he was using them. Like, I thought they were his sodas. We've just been keeping this huge platter of sodas in our closet for, I mean, who knows how long it's been in there, but we don't need it. So I had him donate it to the food bank. And I think over time, I want to go through my house and like declutter a little bit and realize what is actually necessary, what isn't. I do have like maybe a small little I don't know, bone to pick with the minimalism movement, because I really do appreciate art, and I appreciate gifts and handmade items, or like things that really speak to you and make you have a lot of memories or just things that you love, which is the KonMari method. Like, does this bring you joy? Yes, keep it, even if it's cluttered. I do see value in being more minimalist, and I'd love for my family to get there. And it's going to be a slow process, and that's okay. But I might make some videos about that in the future of us decluttering. But we're just not there yet. Like, neither of us have time for that. And I kind of wish Marie Kondo was still doing her show because we would need her help. That would be amazing. We really need help with that. It's not like we're living in like a pack rat house. Like, it's not a hoarding home or anything. There's space for doing our activities day to day. But I just feel like there's so much stuff. Like, we don't need all of this stuff. And at least we're not buying more junk from Amazon. I feel like when I had Amazon, it was just like constant seeing little advertisements on there and being like, yeah, I need a spring scented candle to celebrate the season. I need like wreaths with fluffy balls on them to spice up the living room. Or my dog needs this toy, even though he has 100 other toys. Like, it really helped me stop that kind of spending. So I really appreciate that. Okay, final thoughts. I would love to do a low buy. And I'm not sure when. My husband has also mentioned wanting to do a low buy. And I think it would be really helpful if we were able to do it together. It would be very motivating and nice to have like a support system, an accountability buddy who, you know, someone you're even living with, like, who will see your purchases if you make them. So that's probably on the horizon. We'll probably do that soon. I have made a video about like why low buys don't work in my experience, and I have done a low buy already this year. And the low buy I did was right after my wedding, and I basically so I didn't buy anything for a month. Like, of course, I bought groceries. Like, it's a low buy, not a no buy. I bought all the necessities, but I didn't go shopping for non-essentials. And the first day of the next month, I bought like several new items of clothing that I didn't need. Like, it was just the practice of like being so restricted in it, and then suddenly having the freedom and being like, woo! I wish I had gotten in the mindset of like, let's just carry it on from here, because I feel like that's kind of the point of the low buy, is to reset and have you get new habits. And the reason it's a month is because it takes 28 days to form a new habit. So I thought it would kind of get me into the mindset of not shopping as much or not shopping for non-essentials, but it didn't. It just made me feel repressed and then go crazy once the low buy month was over. So I'm hoping doing this with a partner will maybe curb that, and like being able to talk about it and being able to say like, I really want to buy this thing, and this is why I want to buy this thing, and that's not necessarily healthy. Like, being able to verbalize that and really work through it, that could be so helpful. So that's probably on the horizon. Look forward to that. I will definitely make a video about it if I do that. I want to be honest about my experience, because I know so many people, like, I see a lot of YouTube videos about very successful low buys, and my low buys have not been successful. They've been successful as in I didn't buy things for a month, but then I just like binge spend after they're done. So definitely just want to be honest and like open with my experiences on that, because I know I'm not the only one. Okay, wrapping this all up, I would definitely recommend that anyone delete Amazon, just for the sake of not supporting this gigantic monopoly-like company, but also just for yourself. Like, it will cause personal growth and make you rethink about your spending and your consumerism habits, and I really have appreciated that out of this experience. I'm looking forward to growing further with this whole idea of sustainability and frugality, so definitely stay tuned for some future videos. I'd love to hear your comments if you are thinking about deleting Amazon or if you have deleted Amazon. If you're on your own sustainability or frugality journey, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have the best day.